Let's begin this video. This is all about what the 3D does. Give us an idea. What are we missing in our vision of creation? Here you can see the sand that's all the way in here. Is it the sand? Is it the gold? You see the way there's indentation? Gold moves around. Does it wear out? And if it does, where does it go? Does it become oily? Then you have the mountain ridges. You have the oceans or the rivers that pass in between. There's no outlet here. It goes all the way in. See, the North Pole might have an island in it, and it might have a road out to the North Pole when we always think we're on water, right? We're not, maybe we're not exactly, but you know where it is according to your cameras. You can see right through the ice, right? See the dimension? Everything has dimension. So if you're saying this is not round, well, to get around it this way, or to go around it this way, you're going around something. The area space, the ocean goes down and is held into something. That part is round. Is Earth a cube? For the stabilization of anything, every round is not the easiest way. Round is hard to control. Okay, round is hard to control. So do we square it off on the bottom of the ocean and the top of the ocean? Wouldn't you say the bottom of the ocean is rigidity and the top of the ocean is flat, making that like just one cube because the ocean is so big, so it's like a thick donut? The Earth can't be round all around. It's round over the flesh. Man stands up to this height. So to man's level, the Earth is flat on his head and flat underneath his ground, right? Okay. Now the around, okay, is the skin. That's why when we go out, okay, with the spaceships, we have to go out in a certain angle. There's a hole in the sky. Anyways, let's not get into that. This is design number one. This is design number two. Look the way it became concave. Now we're at the bottom of the ocean. Look at the small lifts, because this is what happened to my pen as I was turning around, or my markers, okay, or the movement. So now this is an indentation. So there's a pull in the middle here, and there's a pull on the outside. Do these two pulls work together? And you can see this is the deeper of the pull. Is our pull running into this pull? Or is this pull coming up and running back into our pull? Right? And then you let it whoosh, right down the two legs, dividing the two worlds apart. Here is another dimension to look at this. Okay? Here's the castles on the outside, surrounding all the castles on the inside. And here's back to the same formation of the original design, which is a G and an E and a J and an R and a C and a D, because that's what it is. It's a V, Raphael 7286, and a constellation of Pegasus. Now we're going to go on to step 2 of this video, which is a continuation of another video. What I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to put 147, 258, 369. I'm going to go 24862. I'm not going to do all this, but I'm showing you what has to be done. This is the face. 2468 in roulette is black. The second letter is B. The 11th letter, 1 and 1 is 2. The 20th letter, 2 plus 0, BKT. There are 3 letters that go over here. That is DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. Here's your HQ. HQZ, headquarters, because the H is the 8th letter. The Q is the 17th letter. The Z is the 26th letter. In reverse, Z becomes the first letter. Okay, in reverse, Z becomes the first letter. Z26. Z26 is also 1. Q17, okay, is now 10. H8 is now 19. 19 plus 10 plus 1. Instead of 8, 8, 8, you now have 1, 1, 1. Venus, 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 3 times 18 is 54, the sun. 3 times 81 is 243, the day of creation. 43, the day of DC creation. The reverse of H. The connecting letter to H is I. Okay, the reverse of I is R. R is the 18th letter. This is the 9th letter. 3, 2, 4 equals to 9. If you come over here, if I can find this correctly, Earth Saturn, Pluto. Earth is the 52nd number. Saturn is the 93rd number. Pluto is the 84th number. ESP is first initial. H and O. Honey, I got the phone. The ESP, extrasensory perception. P is the one spirit of 6. The reverse of S is P. 19 and 16 are the reverse of each other on the roulette and in numbers. 7 and 9. 5, 7, and 9 is because of the birthway. Remember, there's gateways. There's gateways, 5, 7, and 9, and we have gateways. And it's not me. Nothing that I'm doing is me. It's all an equation. It's all a calculation of the revelation of the truth of the basic. And I still want to learn all and I still watch others. So this is 5, 7, 9. Now we want to bring it to 1, 4, or 7. Now the basic of this is because this exists 1, 4, and 7, and you know where it exists. 3, 6, 9 is energy. As everybody noted, right? 1, 4, 7, okay, is 3, 1, 3 to create 7. 1 is in the middle of 2, 1, and 2, which creates 5. It's 1 in between two sides. You. Now, what we do at 147 is because the month of February, okay, tells me there's 28 days. There's only 1 month. And 1 time is 29 days. So I'm going to be working in a 3 and 1 cycle. 3, 1, 3 to get to my 7th gate. When you have 1 block, you have 3 blocks around. Here's your one part of your 3, 1, 3. But when you have 1 block around that way, okay, you have 3 blocks around this way. What happens to these 2 corners here? They get chopped off by these 2 corners over here because I can no longer go around this way. If I do, I only pick up 1 block and 1 block. So I get 3, 1, 3, and 1, 1, 1. That 1, 1, 1 with the design that I just did of 81 Venus, 1 and 8, okay, gives you to your next answer. So now we're going to get back into this over here. Mercury, Mars, Uranus, okay, gives me 3, gives me 1, and gives me 4. AC, DC. It gives me EI, EIO. Venus gives me 1, 5, and 9. A, E, and I, the 3 major vowels. A is an E, and I. So 9 and 5 already includes 1. You don't have to include it again. And this is in the 8 heaven. 8 and 1 is 9, and that's the face. 8 around 1. 8 areas around 1 is the reflection of 6 and 3. 3 voided areas, but 1 area is not voided. This is the only one that is 612, right? It's 612 because there's 2 voided areas to 1 get and 1 catch. This is your 612 spirit of the half-life, and 2 is automatic inside of it, but it's not this 2. It's the incoming above and below. So now to take that up, we turn it this way, and now we created all 5 levels. We have Venus, Pluto is now in that position. This is the Venus-Pluto position. Okay, when we add the numbers to Venus and Pluto, we now have the 9th planet and the 2nd planet that have come together in birth at the 12 o'clock, 1 and 2 creation father region. This is 7 and 8 coming together. 1 times 7, the great tea party. When the time hits over here, it is 7:30 at night. 7 times 6 is 420, and 30 is 450. Time of the passing of the sun. Look at this design that this takes up. You see this design, this area offset? This side over here is 4:30 in the afternoon. 135 degrees, because every time it moves from here to here is 90, to here is 135, to here is 180. 180 is straight up and down. If I put a pipe this way and bend the pipe this way, as I'm turning, it's all 135 degrees. My next area with this one would be this one over here and this one over here. And then I would be taking Venus, Earth with Neptune and Mercury together. So now Venus, Earth comes Neptune, Mercury. So now I would calculate these numbers. But what do I calculate in these numbers? Do I calculate the spelling of Mercury, okay, which is 103, and that's the low count, which is basic layman terms. It is not reversed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 letters. The reverse calculation, 27 per letter, is 140 and 49. 49 is the gateway. 7 times 20 is 140. The DNA, the IT system gateway, the sun suit inside the sun. 103 is a combination between Mars and Earth. We're in suits right now, covering the bones, holding in the organs. Let's play. MER says sun. Okay, it says 1, 3, and 5. It says ace. It has the 13th letter and the 5th letter equals to the 18th letter. It is the REM is your sleep. Okay, at the same time, it's called the movement of the ocean. They say all this, sun, movement, ocean. Why? Because the 13 ball in pool is orange and the 5 ball, and they come together, separation of the 8, separation of the heavens. HD Gold Harley Davidson. Hardly David and son. Hardly divided. David divided. David, divid, empty and divide. You know what I'm saying? Empty the center area, push everything closer together, and hold this empty. You know what I'm saying? You take full space, okay, and you take area in the center and you empty it out and you fill up the space here and you fill up the space here, and you always leave yourself a space for yourself either in the center or around the rim, and everybody is cornered into 2 areas over here, and you can go all the way around and you can go here and here. You have passages underground and nobody can leave. Hotel California. Hope my video's on. Yes, it is. I thought my video was off for a second. So we have all these boxes. See the stop sign I put here? I can put one on this side, but I can't get the dimension right. So we move these clocks at 1:35. The reason I move them at 1:35 is because it's 3/4 of. We work 3/4 and 1/4. That's what the rule is. 3/4 and 1/4. 3 times 25 and 1 times 25. Now there was a the reverse of the minus of Mars from Mercury equals to Earth. Earth is 1/4 and Mars is 1/4. Mars is 1/4 in the time of this number 1 over here. Earth is in number 2. Earth gets Venus, Mars gets Jupiter, and the spirit of Mercury. Mars is inside of Jupiter. It's all played out of Jupiter, okay? It's all played out of Mercury. We have 2 ends. I can't figure out the balance because what it is we go through something, right? If you go through something, you go all the way up to the corner and you play in the Mercury corner, right? Temperature rising. If you want to think about the Mercury corner, let's think of it as a pole. You know, you've seen this design already on top of something, but it's been upside down. You know that famous design on the hat of Christ? Because that's the pole. That's like the North Pole. You have to have, when you're swinging on a pole or a lamp post, right? You can have the overhead light over here. Here's the lamp post, right? Here's the top of the post, the in and the out. See the way it seemed to go all the way out? See this dark hole over here, right? Goes all the way through here. And let me hold it up this way. So this circle on the ground over here is if there was a dancer swinging around this pole, this dancer, okay, needs area space to move to swing around this pole. And then we have the sun that hangs on this side. So it almost seems like the sun and the earth and the moon are all connected together because of this. I don't know how they're connected together, but the moon seems to be perfect. Don't forget, I can turn this pen inside here, which is inside here, that I can click from up here. It's a moving pen because there's a spring that keeps separation on both sides. The easy glide, right? We water it down, we cool it down with the water, and then we get steam, then we get clouds, and we can't figure out why the barometric pressure has been changing. See this? Sounds. The French, G for J. So they now put the sound in a different position. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, and that's the number creation to Earth. Inside Nibiru, 999. Then you have 5, 2, 3. 5, 3, and 2 is 5, 5, 9, 5, 9. E-I-E-I-O. Swinging on the pole, remember, everything in life that is done. This is another calculation. I'm not going to get into it right now. The number to time is 47. The number to Jesus is 74. 74 and 47 make 11, 11, 22 to life. Do you follow what I'm saying? 11 times 11 is 121, and it becomes 121. I mean, 121 is 11 times 11, right? Which is 2 times 2, which equals to 4, and 4, which equals to 121, and 22 equals to 143 AC/DC, which equals to the 8 heaven, or it equals to 0 minus, or I minus this, and it equals to 99, and that's Jupiter. Jupiter, the 8 heaven. 9, 8, 6. 9 becomes the gateway. 9 is the birth to the gateway. 6, 7, and 8 equals to 21. 7 times 8 is 56. 336, cycle of man. 6 and 6, the separation of the GT gates. 336 is 12 times 28 moons. The word to man is number 28. Earth, time heaven equals to 28, and the rest of Earth equals to the 9 lives of the word cat. 1 missing from each is 35 electric company, 75 G and E, the number to the moon connect to create 1, 1. 40 is the blue world. You minus 2, you add 1, and you minus 1, 101 to the open gateway. 4 balls get you on base. 4 wins in hockey or baseball or any sports, or 1 wheel and it's 1 win and it's off to the next one. Minus 4, minus 2, and it brings you back to the next level of 11. It's all rotation of the numbers. Bring in the words, and we have a story to tell, my friends. History has been written. History has been passed. History has been measured up in its numbers to see its relationships as real, and history is coming from the past to today to be explained mathematically, equationally, but never occasionally, not often enough. Thank you for watching. Coming to you from the House of Paint, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Zimbabwe 652. Man's creation 65 of the red sun. Zimbabwe is the place to look at, my friends. Sometimes I don't mention things. New Zealand is where they're creating all those new animals, right? The zebra tells me about judgment. Everything in this world has to give you the basic layman terms to understand. In Zimbabwe, when you flip that up, it becomes 259, the Venus farm. 259, the birth, okay, of spirit in the delta angle of Mars, where 4 and 1 and 3 and 2 were the only numbers that will create 5, or 2 times 2.5, 1/4, which equals 2.5 is 2 and 5 again. So all the numbers, all the relationships, if you say 65 minus 85, what would be your answer? And your answer would be 26. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. 6226 the Queen. 5225 Jesus. 66 the separation of 55, and 2 is the gateway to freedom. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.